Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. I'm Sara and this is Restorative Yoga. So before we start our actual practice, I wanted to show you all a hack. I was kind of playing around with my props today and, doing different things, and I kind of came up with a neat hack. I have a yoga bolster. I purchased one, but if you don't have a yoga bolster, I kind of figured out how to hack a bolster. Other than just rolling up a bunch of blankets together, because maybe we don't have a lot of blankets. So what you're going to need is just a regular pillow. And I'm using just a regular bed pillow. This is just a standard size pillow. And then a blanket. And I really like these Mexican blankets. And so I'm folding it in half the long way. So I'm making it into a nice long strip here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pillow inside and then roll the pillow up inside the blanket and kind of compress it a little bit. And that'll kind of give you kind of more of the density you're looking for in a bolster. So it's like less squishy than a pillow, but it gives you some of the extra volume of a bolster. So this is my hack. It kind of looks like a burrito, but anyway, that's my little hack that I'm going to use today to simulate an extra bolster. Okay, so you can do the same if you want or not. If you have a bolster, fabulous. So we're going to begin with, let me move some of this stuff off. We're going to do our half dog. So this is a pose where we do need a tabletop, or you can use your bed. I'm going to use my dresser. My dresser, if you can see, it's a little tall for this. So I'm going to actually stand on a couple of blocks just to give myself a little bit of height. And then I'm going to use just a nice pillow here. You could use that bolster hack, or you can use an actual bolster if you like, but I'm going to use this nice king size pillow that I have. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come up to the edge of our table or bed. So it's right kind of at our hips, and then just rest the chest onto the bed. And if your bed is a little lower, you might want to stack a couple of pillows up so you're not kind of folded forward too much. We're looking for kind of a 90-degree angle with your legs and your back. My legs are a little further away from the dresser maybe, so I'm not quite at a 90-degree angle, but my back is basically parallel to the floor. So turning the head to one side, and we are going to stay here for 3 minutes, and then we'll switch sides with the turn of the head. So go ahead and settle in, close your eyes, relax the shoulders, soften your knees as well. So we don't want to lock out the legs, but keep the knees soft. And just start to bring your attention to your breath. And then scanning the body and releasing anything that you're holding on to in terms of, tightness or tension. Obviously, we're standing, so we are using a little bit of muscular energy to stay upright, but allowing the upper body to just completely relax. So relaxing the muscles in your face. Sometimes we're holding a frown or even a smile and we don't even realize it. Relaxing your shoulders and your arms. Taking a couple deep breaths. And then we'll lift the head up and turn the head in the opposite direction now. If that bothers your neck to turn the head the other way, go ahead and just repeat 3 more minutes on the first side. Nothing should be painful. And we'll take some deep breaths and start to release. Go ahead and stand up. Now off my blocks. And then we're going to take our chair and flip it over. So this is my favorite little bolster hack. And sometimes you'll see these restorative poses where you have to have like 2 blocks and then a bolster kind of resting on them, and it's not the most stable thing in the world. So I like the chair because it's really, really sturdy. Nothing's gonna fall, especially if you put the legs of your chair up against the wall, then you're gonna be really, really sturdy. So we're gonna come into reclining bound angle. So I'm gonna take my pillow here and create a little extra padding. Because the one thing about the chair is that it's not super comfortable, at least on the back side. I'm also going to grab a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could use some extra pillows or towels. These are going to be like arm rests. And then I'm going to take a couple of blankets to place under my knees to support my knees. And then I'm also going to grab my eye pillow. So we're going to have a seat and just rest our back up against our bolster, our chair bolster. I'm going to roll up these 2 blankets And the soles of the feet will come together. We'll let the knees open out to the side. If this isn't comfortable for you today, feel free to keep your legs extended. Okay, if the hips are bothering you and this isn't feeling super comfortable. But if you are going to bend your knees and take those knees out to the sides, we'll support the thighs with a couple of blankets. If you have your legs extended, you could take a rolled up blanket underneath both of your knees. And then I'm going to place my blocks so that my elbows are resting and then my hands are just going to kind of hang off the side. And then finally, we're going to put that eye pillow in place. And we'll be here for 5 minutes. I'm going to set my timer. And then just settle in. If anything is uncomfortable, change the prop setup. So you might need to move your props. You might need to wiggle your body around a little bit to get completely comfortable. Once you've found that sweet spot, settle into your breath. A few deep breaths. And we'll start to make our way, our pose. So bringing the knees together, extending the legs, and then just kind of rolling off to one side. So we're going to use the same setup for the next pose with our little chair bolster. So for this one, we don't need our blocks, and we will only need one blanket, and we'll make it into a kind of a smaller roll for the neck. So you might not even want to roll it up all the way, just maybe just like that. So I'm going to lay that down. What we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like legs up the wall, except legs up the bolster. So we're going to rest our lower body on the chair with the pillow on it. Grab your eye pillow too if you have one. And then we're going to turn around and scoot our bum up to the bottom of our little chair bolster, and then just lay down and rest your legs right on the back of your chair. Adjust your neck roll. So we want basically the neck roll to support your neck so that there's no space between the back of your neck and your bolster. And we don't want the back of the head kind of hanging off. So the back of the head should be supported, the back of the neck should be supported, and the legs are supported by your bolster. And we'll be here for 5 minutes. Go ahead and put your eye pillow on here as well. And arms can be wherever they're most comfortable. So I'm just going to rest mine down by my sides. You could rest them on your belly if you like, and let those legs relax so the toes will kind of rotate outward a little bit. Taking some deep breaths. And then we'll start to make our way out of this pose, bending the knees, removing the eye pillow, and then just rolling onto one side. And then pressing your way up to a seat. All right, so this next pose is kind of a variation of one that I saw online, and they were calling it Surfboard. So this is where we can use our improvised bolster. So we're going to put it the long way, or if you have an actual bolster, great, use your real bolster. I just realized everything I have is like kind of just dark color, and I blend in, and I'm wearing a dark color today, so hopefully you guys can see me all right. So we're going to put our bolster, our improvised bolster, the long way, and we're going to lay our chest down on that. But we're also going to need something to rest the head on. So if you have a foam block, you could use that. If not, you could roll up a towel or a blanket and rest your forehead on that. So you might want to try a couple different things. Oh, and then we need a roll for our ankles. So we need a couple of blankets here. So I'm going to make a roll for my ankles. Place that down by my feet. So it's going to just keep my feet in a more neutral position. And then I'm going to lay down, don't need my eye pillow for this one. Lay down on with your chest on your bolster. This is your surfboard. So, and then the forehead rests on the block or that blanket. Try the blanket. I think the blanket might be more comfortable. You could also do a pillow. Oh yeah, that feels good. All right. And then we will be here for 5 minutes. Start my timer now. Arms can just rest down by your sides with the elbows bent. And some deep breath. And make our way out of it. And we'll just go ahead and push back into a child's pose, sink those hips back towards the heels. Stretch out the back. And go ahead. Come up. So for this next one, we did this one last time. I'm pretty sure we did. So this was the half frog. So again, we're going to rest the upper body on our bolster, but this time the head will also be on the bolster. Okay, so the head's not going to hang off the end, so it'll be a little bit further up. And then, so we'll come to all fours, kind of over our bolster. We're going to extend one leg back and then take the other leg out to the side. And then just kind of get that bolster where you need it to be. So you're going to rest your head and your chest on the bolster. So this bent leg is 90 degrees. And then we're going to look in the same direction as the knee. If you want, you can look in the opposite direction, and that'll give you a little bit different sensation and maybe a little bit more intense stretch on the neck. So choose which way you want your head to face. I'm going to just keep my head facing the same direction as that bent knee. Your other leg is going to be straight back. So we'll hold on this side for 3 minutes, and then we'll do 3 minutes on the other side. taking a few deep breaths. And let's set up for the other side. So you can straighten out your bent leg. You can kind of come up to your forearms, roll slightly to the other side, and then bend your other knee. And again, you can turn your head to face the same direction of your knee, or you can look in the opposite direction of your knee if you like. I'm going to set my timer for another 3 minutes. Some nice deep breaths. And make our way out of this pose. Again, you can sink your hips back into a child's pose if you like. We'll go ahead and sit up. So we're going to do a supported side lying shavasana. So we are going to need, we're going to use that same bolster again. This time the bolster is going to be supporting our leg. And then we'll want another support for the head. So I'm going to roll up a blanket, I think that. All right, or you can grab a pillow if you want. And the head is gonna be sideways on this. So I think this will be okay. I may readjust if I decide that I don't like this. So we'll be kind of on all fours. We'll have our bolster next to our leg. And then we're going to lie down on our side facing the bolster. The bottom arm is going to extend out in front of us. And so we're going to rest our head on that one little roll under the head. And then the top leg is going to rest on your bolster. So I'm going to slide mine down a little bit. And then this other arm can just kind of rest in front of us. And this is actually so comfortable. I would probably sleep like this, to be honest, because it's very comfortable. So we'll be on this side for 3 minutes and then we'll switch. It's a short 3 minutes. Taking some deep breaths. And then we're going to switch sides. So go ahead and just come to your back, scoot yourself over a little bit, and take your bolster over to the other side. And then set up to do the same thing on the other side. So that bottom arm is straight out in front of you. The top leg is resting on that bolster. Your head is on the smaller bolster, and then your top arm is just resting wherever it's comfortable for you. And spend 3 more minutes here. minutes. And then we're going to, from here, just set up for regular Shavasana. So if you prefer the side lying one, by all means, stay in that. For regular Shavasana, we can take our bolster under our knees and make a smaller roll for the neck. Because again, we don't want the head kind of hanging. So a small roll just to support that space between your neck and the floor. And then your eye pillow, if you have one. Placing that to block out the light, resting the arms down by the side. So I'm going to, while you guys get set up for that, I'm going to prepare the guided visualization for you guys. Some of my junk out of the way. Everyone needs a safety zone, a place where you can temporarily retreat when you are overwhelmed, worried, or stuck. A place where you can always feel positive and relax. This sanctuary is only a daydream away. To find your special retreat for today, settle back and take a few deep breaths. Let your breath rush out with a big whoosh or sigh. Let your breathing lead you to your inner sanctuary. To create your special retreat, recall places from your past that gave you a sense of security and strength. Perhaps you remember a vacation spot or the home of relatives or friends. Envision a tranquil place that felt comfortable. And as you recall this place, become aware of all the details that gave you pleasure and serenity. Now, keeping the most pleasant aspects in mind, revisit a favorite childhood haven. This time, recall a smaller, special space of your own. It may be a treehouse, a hideout, a playroom. Take sufficient time to recreate all the sensations, smells, noises, shapes, colors, and textures that allow you to relive those special memories. Having re-experienced your feelings in these real places, you are ready to create your ideal sanctuary. Remember, once you create your sanctuary, you have total control over it. Nothing will happen here without your permission. You are free to tear old floors, open the place to the weather and the wind, make things grow in whatever way you choose. The only limitations are your own self-imposed boundaries. Take some time now to create a sanctuary for yourself. Now, explore your creation. Look around and become aware of your surroundings. Notice the quality of the light, its brightness or subdued character. Feel the light bathe over and into you, washing every aspect of yourself. What does your sanctuary look like? Touch the floor and feel its texture and temperature. Do the same for the walls and the other objects. Feel free to change anything that does not feel comfortable. You may become aware of certain objects or images that represent safety, security, tranquility, beauty, and peace that you cherish. In this place of refuge and relaxation, familiar, comfortable aspects of yourself that you wish to have in this sanctuary. Focus your attention upon any of these special components of your sanctuary. Explore it using all your senses: touch, smell, sight, and sound. Totally immerse yourself in it. And allow yourself to enjoy the sensations and memories that it may evoke. When you are done, find a comfortable place to sit that will enable you to absorb all of your sanctuary and feel its comfort, protection, and beauty. Become even more aware of the entire setting, a place that will grow and change from time to time as you re-enter it. Every time you return, you will leave behind all your worries, stresses, concerns, and judgments. Here you may relax and take time to indulge. This is your special place, a place where you may get back in touch with the best part of yourself anytime you choose. Now, knowing that you may return at any time, you are ready to leave your sanctuary and return to your present surroundings. Remember to hold on to these pleasurable feelings and bring them back with you. Now, staying relaxed and content, slowly tune back into your breathing. As you hear the rhythmic flow of your breathing, you are now ready to awaken. We'll start to wiggle fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists. And reaching the arms up overhead, stretch and release. And either rolling to one side or hugging knees into the chest. Take a few deep breaths as you prepare to come up to seated. Eventually making your way into any comfortable seat you choose to finish your practice today. Sitting up nice and tall, and we'll finish with 3 deep breaths Inhaling, reaching arms up. And exhaling them down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Once more, inhaling it up. Bringing the hands together at heart center as we exhale. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.